from within. BFF, we rise above, stronger together, we shine with love. Faith unshaken, hearts on fire, fearless souls, we're reaching high.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the BFF Empowerment Podcast. I am your host, Blaque Diamond, and today we are celebrating Father's Day. This is an early Father's Day episode, just to kind of give the dad some props. You know, we always hear about moms and what moms do, but today with me, I am interviewing a dad, and not just a dad, but a single dad at that. So thank you so much for joining me today, Mr. Orion.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm very, very excited.
All right. So, from what I hear, you wear multiple hats outside of being a dad. You're also a music artist.
Yes.
And what else do you get into?
Well, lately I've been really pushing merch. I have my own online merch store that has like my album covers, and my single covers on there, and I sell t-shirts, tote bags, and coffee mugs. And
Entrepreneur. All right.
yes, yeah, multiple streams is the key.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So, since this is a Father's Day episode, we definitely want to hear your journey and your story about fatherhood and how that has been for you. So, my first thing I want to ask, um, how old is your child, and boy or girl?
It's a girl. Her name is Aura, and she's 4 years old.
Oh, wow, such a beautiful name, Aura.
Yeah, yeah, Aura Divine.
Wow, I love it. Love it. So, what led or what situation led to you being a single dad? Because it's definitely something that's rare. The only time you really see single dads is if, unfortunately, the mom passed away, or it has to be like a dramatic situation to where the dad ends up with custody of the child.
Right. It was nothing ugly. No courts were involved. It was just her mom fell on challenging times, and my I've always lived alone since I've been in North Carolina, and it was just better off that my daughter stayed with me.
Hmm.
Because at first I was only like a Friday through Sunday type dad, because
Okay.
I used to work full time. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Gotcha. Okay. So you said since you've been in North Carolina, where are you originally from?
I'm from Sarasota, Florida.
Ooh, a Florida dude.
Yes.
What made you move to North Carolina? You leave all the sun to come here.
Well, when I graduated, when I graduated college, I needed a couple, like maybe two more credits to transfer to Florida State. I was trying to be a mobility instructor,
Hmm.
and the two credits I needed wasn't at the college I was at. I graduated from State College of Florida with an
Hmm.
associate's degree, and I was living in my grandma's house because I had a challenging childhood, and I was staying with my grandma. And I was just living in her living room, and I was like, I need to go to work. And at that time, I was doing something through, like something called the Lighthouse Through the Blind.
Hmm.
I basically created my own job called Walk and Talk, and I would take people who are blind and visually impaired. We'd walk in the neighborhood to the Sarasota Bay, and we would just kind of talk and just get you at the house, and then we would go back to the lighthouse, and I would do like chair yoga, or we would just talk about what people are going through.
Hmm.
And but that was only like 20, 25 hours a week. It wasn't really bringing in the bacon. So I was like,
Gotcha.
I need to go to work. And so I had I heard about a job in North Carolina called IFB, and they hired the blind 40 hours a week. And when I checked the cost of living in North Carolina, it was a lot cheaper than Florida, because a one bedroom in Sarasota was like 2,500. And
Whew.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, never.
Ridiculous. So yeah, so I gave them a call. They started me off with an assessment. They said I was good at sewing. I was making at the first I was in a department called ACU, Army Combat Uniform, making
Hmm.
trousers for the Army. And I've been here ever since. It's been 7 years this June.
Wow. And I've actually done that before. That was actually my first job. Um, so when I first moved to North Carolina, I lived in Raleigh. And so that was the first thing I started doing at 19 because that was my first job. Of course, I'm blind, new to being blind, don't really know anything about working or taking care of myself.
Mm,
So I found the first, and then it was called RLCB, Raleigh Lions Clinic for the Blind. I think
mm.
it's called something else now. I think it's called like BISM or something because Maryland came in and took over. But when I was working there, and like I was so scared of sewing, not being able to see. I'm like, this is just no, this is dangerous. Like, and I had so many accidents. I used to get my hands like caught up in the
Yikes.
needle and all kinds of stuff. But I actually enjoyed it. I actually worked in different departments.
Hmm.
Um, I did like the Molly bags. I did there was this thing called the maintenance holder or something like that. It was like a file folder, but it was like I guess fireproof or
Ah,
weatherproof. So it was
okay.
like this different material, like a rubber type of material. And then I moved to Greensboro and started working at the IOB
Hmm.
in Greensboro. I did sew in there for like a little bit, and then I worked in the pen department. When I was at IOB in Greensboro, I also worked in the what was it called? Nape pads, where
Uh-huh.
they had like the ballistic pads or whatever that went in the back of the helmet.
Yes.
So yeah, I did that, and then I moved over to the distribution center. So definitely, like I remember when people used to ask me like what I did, like I used to tell them I was a seamstress because it sounded more extravagant than oh, I'm a sewer. Like
Yes. I would see. The funny thing is, I would just say I make uniforms for the military because it's not really a lie. It's the truth.
yeah, I was just
So
like,
the people are just like, "Oh, wow, really?"
Oh, tell me more. Like, how do
Yeah.
you do that and you can't see? And then, so that's when all the questions would start. But
Hmm.
it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't, where I wanted to be for the rest of my life, but it was definitely a stepping stone to
Yes.
getting, into the workforce and knowing that there were jobs out there for people who are blind.
Hmm. Exactly.
So, upon this conversation, so are you blind?
Yes, I am. I lost my vision when I was 15. My dad beat me up. He thought I stole a bracelet from him,
Oh, wow.
and he sort of he first he lost the bracelet, and he called. I have three brothers. I'm the second oldest, and
Hmm.
he called us all out to the living room and was like, "Where's my bracelet?" And none of us knew where it was or what he was even talking about. And he told all my other brothers to go back to their rooms, and he said, my family calls me Ryan, even though my name's Orion, they call me
Hmm.
Ryan. And he's like, Ryan, where is it? Yeah, I know you got it. I said, I don't have it. I don't know what you're talking about. And long story short, he just kept picking me up and slamming me. And the next day, I woke up with double detached retinas, and I couldn't see.
Wow.
Yeah,
Story of my life.
yeah,
Same exact age, the same exact situation, but instead it was my mom.
yeah,
But I have the same exact eye condition as well, double retinal detachments.
yeah.
And for me, when it happened, like my mom and siblings and all that didn't believe me that I couldn't see. It was just like, because my vision was like, first I kept seeing red.
Mm,
So I thought my eye was bleeding. Like, I thought maybe like there was blood coming out. And I'm just like, I can't see. It's red. Like, it's all red. And they were like, you need to stop lying. You can see. And I'm like, no, I'm serious. I can't see. And then, like, as time got on, the redness cleared up, but then it was kind of like hazy, like I was
mm,
looking through like a shattered window. And I'm like, it's just something's not right. And then it cleared up, and I thought I was good. And then, like, over time, like I said, well, my mom, she didn't take me to the doctor until like 7 months later.
Dang.
So by then it was like too late.
Hmm.
And it was just like it just that happened in March of 2005. My mom didn't take me to the doctor until October 2005.
Did you ever
So
get surgeries, eye surgery, to try to
they
reattach?
tried, but by that time they said it was already too late, like scar tissue
Right.
had already developed, and they tried it anyway. So I still had like a little bit of vision. It was like very cloudy. But once they actually did the surgery, it took away the rest of the sight that I did have. So
Dang.
when I woke up like the next day, like I couldn't see anything.
Right.
It was like total. I have light perception, like in the left eye. I have nothing in my right.
Mm.
So depending on the sunlight or the lighting, I can see shadows sometimes, but it's not any like usable vision that really could do anything.
Yeah, yeah, same. I have light perception in my right eye, and my left eye is totally gone. But they caught it early because my mom did take me like the next day,
hmm
and I had 5 different surgeries. It's just every time they would do it, it would reattach. They put the patch on, the gas bubble, whatever band in my
hmm
eye. I'd have to sleep on my stomach, and then the vision came back for a bit, not fully, but usable vision for sure. And
hmm
then like 3 months later, it would detach again. I have it like five
Wow.
times. So yeah,
So how old were you when you weren't like completely blind?
completely like total,
hmm
where I had no real usable vision.
Yeah,
Probably late 20s.
late 20. Okay.
Yeah, late 20s. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, for me it was like from that day on, like that was a wrap.
Mm,
Because yeah, if she had gotten me help when it first happened, they told her like they could have saved my vision, like they literally could reattach. And I tell people like, yeah, once the retina is damaged, like that's a wrap. That's the camera to the eye. Once it's
yes,
damaged, if you don't get it fixed right away, there blindness is inevitable.
right. But I've heard some studies like in India, they have like the eye transplant,
hmm Well,
and
they don't do eye transplants, but they actually have in India. I'm like, all I need is $50,000. So anybody want to start a GoFundMe for me? I would really appreciate it. Uh, but apparently they have figured out how to generate artificial retinas,
mm.
and that's what we would need. Because
Okay.
there's
See, I
no
didn't hear that. I
way,
didn't know that.
yeah, and it's like $50,000. There was like, but you would actually have to go to India and have it done.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust that. I don't need no one saying leaka leaka lee, and then I don't understand them.
So, so how has you being a legally blind single father, like how has that impacted your life in, being able to parent your child?
It's been really challenging, honestly. Especially living alone and not having the assistance from anyone financially or anything. It's been really,
hmm
really challenging. I'm a lot better now that she's 4, but in the beginning, especially, I had to get therapy because I had a lot of anger with the
Yeah.
cry. Like I would feed her, change her, burp her, and she would still cry sometimes. And I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? Sometimes, if I'm being all the way honest, sometimes I'd cry and I'd be like, how am I gonna do this? How can I do this? And my mom actually came to North Carolina and she was living with me for a little bit. And she said, "Oh, I'll stay here with you and help you babysit while you go to work." And I'm just like, "Okay, thank God." But that
hmm
was pretty short lived. It was only like 3 months. And my mom's a workaholic. So after 3 months, I woke up one morning to go to work and she's like, "Hey, Ryan, I can't do this. I need to go back to work." I'm just like, "All right, mom. Well, in the future," and in my head, I knew this was going to happen. So I prepared myself before,
hmm
but I was like, mom, when you tell someone you're going to do something and you just flip, it's just,
Especially when it comes to parenting, like that's
yeah,
something that has to be planned. She should know.
yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
she was a single mom, but
Yeah. She had single mom moments in her life for sure.
yes.
But yeah. I didn't hold it against her, but it was a
hmm
yeah, shift to the schedule. But
Yeah, for me, it was definitely difficult because I had never had any prior experience with babies, children, like not blind or sighted. So
hmm
everything for me was like brand new, and I was like left to just figure it out. Like,
mm,
and I did, but having no one, having no village, no anything like that's hard. And plus, I was working full time too,
right.
and I would entrust because my son was a very sickly child. So, entrusting that people would take care of him and make sure he was good, like the babysitting and all of that stuff became so just irregular and just it was hard, and I was always stressed and thinking that I was in danger of losing my job because I had to keep, leaving my job and coming home because, they showed up late or they didn't show up at all, or, it was just constant. And it was just like, like, how am I going to get through this?
Mm, yes, exactly.
Because I even had incident where my son, his elbow was dislocated while he was in a daycare, a child
Damn.
care center. And oh my gosh, like I was like, no. They were like, oh, well, he came in here. I'm like, no, ma'am, he did not come in here like that. He's
Hmm.
14 months old. If he came in here with a dislocated shoulder or elbow, he would have been screaming his head off. So apparently, when they were trying to take him out the car seat, somebody, I don't know if they just tried to snatch him out or
Hmm.
something happened where his elbow became dislocated. And I had to leave work and come and get him and take him to the pediatrician and get them to snap it back. And thankfully, it
Oh,
was just, but it was just like having to go through that and trusting your child in someone else's care. It was just like, oh my gosh, like
yes. Tell me
it's
about
already
it.
enough doing this by myself, but
Hmm.
now I can't even trust the people that I leave him with.
Tell me about it. Yes.
Wow.
So many challenges being a single parent.
It
And
definitely
but I
is.
honestly, for me, I had to accept that it was me who created this life for me, because in my head it's like the man, even though it takes two to tango, I agree, but it's the man who has the seed. And I look at the woman like the soil, and
Hmm.
it's ultimately it was me who planted the seed into that soil. So, and I really sort of knew what type of parent my daughter's mom was.
Hmm.
And you live and you learn.
Definitely. You definitely learn. So is your daughter's mom, is she blind as well, or is she sighted?
Yes, she's
Okay.
blind. She's blind
Okay.
also. Yeah, she has other kids. She has four girls in total, including my daughter.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So my daughter has other sisters.
Hmm.
She's actually, since she actually moved to Alabama for a little bit when she fell on hard times, and now she lives about 8 minutes from me, right up the road. And she's trying to be more present in recent times. So I'm trying to
Hmm.
be open to
The
the adjust.
co-parenting.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
adjustment. Yeah.
Yeah, I found just, I guess, being in my situation and being a single mom and being with someone who was also a single parent that still had the other parent in the picture. I guess for me it was very, I guess, difficult.
Hmm.
Just because of them not being mature and basically just causing issues upon issues, so it was like for me it was just like, and on one hand I was kind of happy. I'm like, you know what, I'm glad I don't have to deal with this. It's only just me. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to have nobody undermining my authority or trying to purposely cause friction where there shouldn't be any, because co-parenting is about the parent, not the parenting of the child, not the
Yes.
parents. And a lot of people
Exactly.
don't know how to separate that once the relationship has ended.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm convinced it takes men a lot longer to mature and accept their role, because I had a lot of growing up to do. And even in the relationship with my daughter's mom, I took a lot of wrong turns. I was extremely insecure and jealous when I was with her. She had a lot of
Hmm.
male friends, and I didn't know how to handle that correctly. And
Hmm.
so I would act out and lash out. But the whole time I didn't realize it was just like an inner feeling, like a gut feeling. Like I knew we probably weren't the best match because it was just certain things. I try not to
Mhm.
say any bad things.
Yeah, we all definitely do that. Like, I am definitely guilty of it, the red flags, and you're just wanting to, ha have the best thoughts about someone and give them that opportunity to grow and then improve. And then, yeah, you find out later, like, okay, yeah, you wasted
Mm,
your time and it just wasn't worth it, but you wanted it to work so bad that you just, yeah, kept that alive when it was doomed to fail from the beginning.
yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely can speak from
Yeah,
it.
I don't look at it like a waste of time though. In the beginning, I did, but I like now. I say now I have more data. Like I learned something from it, and
Hmm.
carrying on in my next relationship, I can use all the tools I learned to navigate
That's
better.
because you're still young.
Well, you are too.
Me, I look at it as, yeah, yeah, I'm coming to an end as far as what I wanted in life and in a relationship and out of my relationship. For me, yeah, I felt like it was a waste of time. I
Mm,
wasted 2.5 years that I can't get back.
okay.
So, because yeah, I date with intention, I date with purpose, I date with the motive and end goal, and to think that, yeah, I invested all that time and all that, just for it not to work or just to end, it was just like, wow, I'm back at square one and now I don't want to be at square one anymore.
Mm, fair enough.
So, with so have you dated or tried dating since becoming a single parent?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've had a few relationships
Mhm.
since. Yes.
And obviously, so
Hey.
what was the experience like? Were there challenges due to you being a single parent, or did the
No, it's sort of
relationships just didn't work?
uh they worked. They worked. If they just it was me. A lot of times it was me. Like I dated like a 23-year-old girl and we worked together at the time and it was pretty amazing at first. We only dated
Hmm.
like 2 months. She was sighted and it was pretty awesome at first, but then I realized because for a minute there, like I said, I only watched my daughter Friday through Sunday. So Monday through Thursday, we were basically living together. She still lived with her parents, but Monday through Thursday,
Gotcha.
we were living in my apartment together. And, she'd wake up in the morning and feel like really sad. And I was like, what's wrong? She was like, I don't know. And I realized later she was anemic, and like when you don't take your iron
Hmm.
supplement, it could really affect your mood. So
Yes.
when when she ate something and when she got a good screw in, she was a lot happier. So
Hmm.
it was an interesting experience. And then I had another one that was good too. She was older. Hold on. I'm talking to someone right now, to be honest. And so far that's been pretty awesome.
Hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
It's definitely like just difficult, like dating. And I guess for me, it was actually my first time dating since being, and I thought, dating someone that was also a single parent would have been kind of like better than dating somebody who didn't have kids or wasn't a single parent, because a lot of times people don't understand all that goes into being a single parent. Like,
Yes.
okay, if they want to plan a date, like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have a babysitter, so we can't
Mm.
go, or, I
That
gotta
was
bring them
definitely a
with
factor.
me,
That
or,
was
you
yeah.
know.
That's definitely a factor. But the people I was with, they love my daughter,
Mhm.
so it's sort of like she was a magnet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, kids are definitely magnets, and a lot of times, yeah, that's the downfall of it too, because if your kid or the person that you're dating gets attached to your kids and then that relationship doesn't work out, like, to constant, and I think for me too, I'm very protective because I don't want to introduce my son to different people and then it don't work out.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So I just, unless I feel like it's going somewhere, like, I don't get him involved. And, with my relationship, we were dating. We were actually friends first.
Mm.
We met under our kids being friends, actually.
Uh-huh.
So it started off with play dates. The kids coming together, play dates, and okay, you seem kind of cool. And then, went from there like, oh, okay, you're really nice. And then but our situation, I felt like it really, I guess, came to a head once we moved in together. Is when
Uh-huh.
things came to light, and that was like the beginning of the end.
Yeah. See, I've never lived with a woman officially.
hmm
So
It
I
had
think
been a
that's,
long time since I had.
yeah, I think that's helped with my dating situations.
Yeah. All right. So, with you being a single dad and, having your daughter full time, how has that impacted your ability to work, your career opportunities? What have you done to be able to, support not only just you, but her as well?
It's impacted it a lot. So where do I start? So for a while, she was going to a babysitter named Shirley, and she was really good at first. She was an older black woman, and she watched other kids also during the day. She only charged me 150 a week, and I was able to still work full time. And near like the end of last year, my daughter was saying she was getting spankings, and there was another kid named Johnny who was hitting her at the babysitter. But then when I would ask the babysitter, what's going on? How'd everything go? Oh, everything's great. Nothing happened. Your daughter's great. Have a good day.
Wow.
And I'm just like, but right when we got in the car, my daughter would tell a whole different story. So it was one morning that gave me caution. Is the best
hmm
word. I was dropping my daughter off one morning because I had to wake up real early to go to ISB, and I was dropping her. When she opened the door, my daughter was like shivering and holding my leg, and she was crying. She said she didn't want to go in. And Shirley's just there standing. I don't know what's wrong with her. Oh, she'll call me. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with her. Oh, we always have a great time. And then I like at that moment, I had to go to work. I didn't, so I just kind of pushed her in, but I felt bad about
hmm
pushing her in. And so shortly after that moment, I took her out of that babysitting situation and I had to resign because I couldn't find any like a backup plan in time to reach like maintain keeping that job. So
hmm
so I resigned near the end of last year and I haven't worked since I haven't worked since. So it's just been doing music, selling merch. Of course, I get a disability check. Thank God for that. And I thank God I've been pretty successful with the music streams and the merch. So it's given a lot of wiggle room.
hmm
And now I've been given more opportunities to do shows. I got a show coming up June 6th, downtown Winston at Gatsby's. And I'm looking to do more shows. That's really where you make some good money.
Yeah, I definitely understand that sacrifice because I had to do that as well, but it was because my son was so sickly
Mm,
that I had to, make the decision to leave my job
yeah.
in order to care for him. And then yeah, trying to get back into the work field, it was like it was severely hard. Like I enjoyed the time that I spent with him and getting to know him and homeschool him and teach him and things like that, but because jobs are so hard to find for blind people. Like
Yes.
it made because I kept him home until he was ready for pre-K. It's when, of course, yeah, he needed to, even though pre-K is optional, you don't really have to send your kid, but I needed space.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
I
I know.
needed, some me time,
Oh, yes.
some adult time, some time to where I can focus on trying to get back into work and things like that. So, but because of all the work I had done with him while he was home, he was very advanced. So when he went to
Mm,
pre-K, like it became issues because he was too smart and didn't, wouldn't, cooperate and interact and all of that. But like trying to get back into the work field after being out of work for so long. I think I was out for about a year and a half is what I took off because he was about 3 when I had to, and I really just I felt, I guess in some ways I was sad about the situation because I had been at my job for like 11 and a half years.
Hmm.
And to just go to having to depend on a disability check, and it was just like, to me, it was like I fell so far from where I had been, and it really caused me to have like a lot of, mental health issues with depression and things like that. But and then once I did find work, and then I had to deal with the whole discrimination and
Mm.
filing suit and all that. So it was just like a journey, but thankfully, like I came out of all of that, like I do everything.
Yeah.
Um, so, it's made me better for it, to go through those struggles and to go through those different things, because it does help to shape and mold you into a better version of yourself for your child, so that they can see that, despite what society may think, a blind person is capable of, like, we got this.
Mm. Exactly. That's right.
So with your music, what genre of music do you do, and what have you always been doing music, or was it something that, came later on?
It came shortly after I lost my vision. I started just, like recording myself at 17, 18,
Hmm.
and I started out with hip hop and rap because that's what was in my community. That's what I grew up around. And I started out like cursing a lot in my music. And the first time I brought my song to the barbershop, that's where I would test my music at. I made a song called What You Talking. And the hook was like, I really get a F what you talking.
Hmm.
And I was just blasting in the barbershop. Everyone's like, yo, the beat hard, but like you just cursed the whole time. So I kind of took stock. I kind of took stock of that. I was like, you know what? Let me not curse in my music and see. So I kept developing, and I'd say my music got a lot better and more guided when I moved to North Carolina. I met with this producer named Kwafi, and we've been working together the whole time I've been in North Carolina, and he's been a great coach, good, um, teaching me about lyrics, impact, like delivery in the booth. And so lately, I've just been more R&B slash Afrobeat, just more melodic music because
Hmm.
I've noticed when I go out and test music certain places, there's only so much rap people want to hear and can handle,
Hmm.
but they prefer more melodies, more singing. It seems to cut through a lot easier
Exactly.
with
That's
multiple
probably why a
crowds.
lot of these artists or rappers are turning to singers.
Yes, yeah, yes, it's true. It's easier to make a living singing than rapping.
Yes. Yeah, I'm definitely not an artist, and will never proclaim to be. But when I was younger, actually before I went blind, I did want to be a rapper. Um, it was just something, I was like a huge fan of like Missy Elliott, so I was called Little B. It was
uh,
what I would call myself. Yeah, that was my rap name. I was Lil B, and yeah, I was gonna be the next Missy Elliott,
mm.
and I think too because her name or nickname was the same nickname I have. My nickname was also, well, when I was younger, nobody better ever repeat this, but it was Missy Pooh. But
Oh, okay, Missy Pooh. It's your new name.
But when I got older, I'm like, yeah, y'all can drop the poo. You can just call me Missy. So, but
Mm.
honestly, my family, a lot of them still call me Missy Pooh, and I'm just like, including my brother. And I'm like, dude,
Oh,
I am not Missy Pooh.
how many brothers do you have?
I actually have two brothers,
Oh, okay. Are you the oldest?
second oldest.
Uh-huh.
So, and then I have three sisters, so there's six of us.
Oh,
Um, So, but yeah, like I was a huge fan of Missy Elliott, so that was kind of like my thing. I was Lil B. But I think after I went blind, I kind of lost my confidence
Uh-huh.
with wanting to be an artist because, of course, I had never heard of a blind rapper or singer or none of that. I never had heard of Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder and
Oh.
all of that. So all of that was new to me, and I'm just becoming blind. Like to me, blind people were only old people.
Mm.
So it kind of, I
Dang.
mean, I'm just saying, like this is 2005, and I'm like 15 years old. So to
Got you.
me, that's what blindness was. It was a sign of age, because all the blind people I had met had been, elderly.
Right.
So it went from me wanting to be an artist to actually just writing music and poetry.
Mm.
Yeah, nobody, yeah. And so from then on, but I've never liked my voice and how it sounds. So I was like singing and rapping was just not me. Not a
Right.
talent, unfortunately, that I was blessed with, but I was blessed with the ability to write. So if I can write my own lyrics, write my own songs, write my own poetry, then that's where my contribution to the music, begins and ends.
Yes. No, I get it. It's a beautiful thing still.
But yeah, that's a lot of things people don't know. Yeah, Missy Pooh is my nickname actually. I try not to tell people that, but it was relevant.
Oh, now I can't unhear. I can't unhear it. Now I know.
Let's see here. So you have music, you have fatherhood, you have, being an entrepreneur with your merch. What other things do you see yourself getting into, as time progresses?
I definitely want to get back into giving back to the blind community. Like when I worked at the Lighthouse in Sarasota, I felt more purpose. It was either even more than the music because I was able to guide and help people in dark times if they were born blind or suddenly lost sight. I was the example of how, yes, this might be difficult right now, but let me give you some tools to navigate. So I
Hmm.
definitely want to do that. Um, and right now, like it's kind of hazy to see other things right now because
Hmm.
fatherhood and being a father is number one for me, and then
Definitely.
everything else comes after. So making sure I'm there for my daughter is really important to me because like when I listen to different books, like the Will Smith book, he has a book called Will. Common has a book called Let Love Have the Last Word. And a lot of these books, they tell me being a musician, you're away from your family, and their
Hmm.
kids had resentment towards them because they were away.
Yes.
And that's something that I think about being a full-time artist. Really, how you make money is being on tour. That's
Hmm.
doing streams. It only gives you so much. Selling merch, it's great, better than streams, but only gives you so much. But being on the road and having bookings, and some of these artists get 140K just to show up, and like premier artists like Drake and all these other people, just for them to come, they need 1.7. So,
Hmm.
uh, but you're away from your family, and it can be really hard on kids. And they had like when you come back in their life, they have to learn you again. And
Hmm.
I don't know if I'd want to do that to my daughter, honestly.
Especially, yeah, they end up being raised by nannies and having to be homeschooled and
Exactly.
all this to kind of the career part of it is great, but yeah, a lot of people, artists who do have children, yeah, their kids end up on drugs or
Hmm.
alcohol or just going through a lot because yeah, their parents were always gone, like gone a
Yes.
lot.
So it would mean more to me that I was 100% present for my daughter, and if no one knew me for anything besides being a great father, that'd be okay.
Hmm. Because your daughter looks up to you. You're going to be the example of what she looks for when it's time for her to date. Because people don't realize, women and men, whether you're a mother or father, like you set that example for your kids. Like, and that's
Right.
what I had to learn in my journey with, you know, just enduring all the trauma that I have and knowing that, learning myself that I had mommy and daddy issues. It wasn't
Hmm.
just a mom, oh, I had daddy issues. Like I had mom because I was abused
Mm.
not only by my mom, but also by my dad. And so that led to the different relationships that I ended up in. And then just on my soul searching journey and learning why I attract the way that I do, I had to sit back and think about every relationship that I've been in, what has been the common denominator. And in every relationship that I was in, the guys that I was dating had mommy issues.
Mm.
And your mom is the first example of how you learn how to treat a woman. So if they were abused, if they were neglected, if they, were all of this by their mom, like that built up resentment towards
Mm.
women for them
Hmm.
because their mom should have been their first love, but she wasn't. Whatever her circumstances was, whatever it is that she, kept her from their lives, and I'm just like, I don't want that for my son.
Right. No, that
I
makes total
don't want
sense.
him, growing up. And even with my brother, he finally got himself together, but my mom being who she was impacted his life to where, yeah, when he started dating, he mistreated women. He was angry. He was a very angry, little black boy because of the woman that was supposed to give him that love and affection never did. And so
Mm.
when he started dating, women were bees, the B word. They were
Mm.
hoes. They were
Hmm.
gold diggers. They were because he was angry and
Mm.
he did not respect women.
Right. And people don't really realize that a lot of
Mhm.
issues in adulthood does stem from childhood. It really does.
Yes. And the only reason why he turned himself around was because of me.
Oh.
I'm the person.
Dang, what the
No, no,
heck?
no, no, no. I'm serious. And I'm not, tooting my
What?
own horn or anything like that. But no, I'm his older sister.
Uh-huh.
So instead of his mom being the example of the woman that he should be looking for, I was.
Mm,
So
I
my
see.
brother holds me on a very, very high pedestal.
Interesting. But ultimately,
Oh,
he still had to choose to listen to you, though.
oh
He
yeah, yeah,
didn't have to.
definitely. No, no, I mean as far as because of who I am and how I
Mhm.
carry myself,
Mm,
that's what he started seeing
the
as a
mimic.
positive example of what a woman is supposed to be.
I see. That makes sense.
So that changed his mindset about women.
Mm,
And it was because that's who I naturally am. Despite everything I've been through, I choose and I always make the choice to walk with grace and to, exemplify what it means to be a good person. And I
uh-huh.
do that naturally. I don't have to, pretend or fake or, do any of that. And so I hold that with the greatest honor that, yeah, he sees me that way. Like he tells women and he works, the women that he's dated, he was like, why can't you be more like my sister?
Oh,
Like she
how much
don't
older
make
are you
any
than him?
excuses. She does this and she does, and I have to tell him like you cannot do that. Like you can't. But um, I am 2 years older than him.
Oh, okay.
So, but that positive example did not come from his own mother, the woman that gave him birth. It came from his sister.
Hmm.
And that's what changed his mindset about women. He's happily married now. He's, on the straight and narrow. He's been on it for quite some time. Even with me becoming a mom and him seeing how I treated my son,
Hmm.
he did not want children
Oh,
until he saw how I was with my son
right.
because of what we had been through. Even my sister to this day says she does not want children
Wow. Yeah,
because she's
I get it.
afraid of becoming what she saw growing up.
Oh, I get it. Trust me. I had a lot of things to go. I needed to work through. Anger issues was probably my biggest one that I had to work through with my daughter.
Yeah, for
Cause
me, I definitely feel like self-esteem was something I definitely had to work through because I got beat down so much, not only just physically, but emotionally, psychologically, mentally as a
mm,
child
mm,
into adulthood that, yeah, it led to me having very, very low self-esteem. So I ended up in these really bad relationships and situations because I didn't love myself
I
because
see.
I had never been taught that.
Makes sense.
And I had to learn, what I would and would not tolerate and, all of that. So it took breaking those curses, those just family bonds and all of that to be able to emerge being who I was meant to be. And so for my son, I mimic that and he sees that in me and yeah, he holds me on a very high pedestal as well.
Mm, that's good. That's beautiful.
To him, I'm his princess of his queen. Like even before the whole pageant and all of that stuff, he's always like for my what birthday was that? My 35th. Actually, yeah, my 35th birthday. I did a theme birthday party and I let him choose. I was like, "Well, what do you want mommy's birthday party to be?" He was like, "I want you to be Rapunzel."
Uh-huh.
And so I did my birthday party. I actually still have it too. I dressed as Rapunzel for my birthday for my son because he sees me as his princess.
Uh-huh. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it's definitely we impact how our children, see us and see the world and see people as they grow. So we have to be that example for them by showing them what they need to look for in their spouse when they get older to break these, just curses of repeated cycles of behaviors.
Yeah, and I'm like continuing to learn because my daughter's only 4, so I still have a long way ahead, but they're gonna do what we do instead of what we say. More,
Hmm.
so I definitely have to be more mindful of how I'm moving, and I have been moving a lot better, to be honest.
Hmm.
Like she's
And
not
they see
around.
more than you think they do.
Oh, a whole
And
lot,
they may not say anything about it, but they see more than you think they do. And
100%.
their little brains are constantly working because like my son sometimes be saying stuff and I'm like, "What?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Like that
Same.
happened 3 years ago. What are you
Mm-hmm.
talking about?"
Yes.
Like they don't forget anything.
Yes. Tell me about it.
So definitely have to be that example for them. Nobody's perfect and we all fall short, but yeah, you definitely have to be that example for them because they are our future.
That's right. Exactly.
All right. So is there anything else you would like to add? Any social media, websites, anywhere where people can listen to your music or anything?
Yes, so you can check my music out on all streaming platforms. It's just Oryan Battis. It's Oryan. It's my first name, and my last name is B as in boy, Attis. It's my real name, government name. And it took me a long time to get to that name because, yeah, I had a lot of aliases in the beginning,
Hmm.
which we don't need to go into. I'll just say one, since you said Missy Pooh, I'll say my first artist name was Kid Icy Ice. And
Kid
yeah,
Icy Ice.
that
Wow.
that was just yeah, because I love jewelry growing up, and I was just like, yeah, I'm that dude. But
Oh, that
so
bracelet. Uh-huh. You finally admit.
okay, but I'm about to come out with an EP with me and this artist from Louisville. She says I need to say it, Louisville, Kentucky. Her name is Solo Boogie. We're dropping June 12th, and it's our album called Soul. And we're just talking like, so what that I'm blind, so what we different, so what,
Hmm.
just a lot of different words of affirmation when it comes to that. So just be looking out for that. And
Definitely.
yeah, more on the horizon. My next
Most
upcoming thing, like recently, is just my show June 6th at Gatsby's downtown in Winston. and it's from 8 to 10. It's a new innovative way to have live music. It's going to be a silent disco, and you'll have wireless headphones that light up, and you'll be able to hear me like I'm right in front of you, but I'll be way across the room on a platform.
Oh, wow. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's exciting.
All right, so we have come to my favorite part of the show where we play What is She Thinking? But of course, we're going to do it with a little twist. So it's going to be What is He Thinking? I'm
Yes.
going to give you 5 random phrases. You're going to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't have to think too hard about it. Just something fun to get to know you after a great conversation.
Okay.
What is he thinking? What are his thoughts? Quick, fast, no blinking. What do you got?
All right, so your first one is being a single dad means.
That my daughter is counting on me.
Okay, like it.
Is it
All
supposed to be
right.
long or short? Because
No,
most people
no,
do
no. You
short.
just say the first thing that comes to your mind, whether
Okay.
you take time to think about it or you just, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the next one is going to be 3 words that describe me.
Authentic, honorable, and mm, humble.
Okay, like it. All right. So let's see here. If I could have any career, it would be.
A vocational rehab therapist for the blind and visually impaired.
I like it. All right. One artist that inspires me.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Love me some Michael.
Yes.
All right. So your last one is going to be you can't have marshmallows without
Hot cocoa.
hot cocoa. Oof, yeah, I love me some hot cocoa.
Yeah.
I keep that stacked up during the winter months.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And
Yeah,
thank you
thanks for having me.
everyone for listening. Make sure you check out the podcast on all major podcasting platforms. Also, visit us at www.bffempowerment.com to check out the blog and also all the latest episodes. You can also check our backlog of episodes as well. Follow us on social media. We are BFF Empowerment Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Threads, and TikTok. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a review on your favorite podcast platform of choice or a rating if it doesn't allow for reviews to help other women discover their next favorite women's empowerment podcast. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for listening.